Welcome to the video series, Strategies for Taking Online Tests and Exams, presented by the Accessibility Services offices on each of the UofT's 3 campuses. For many students, taking an online assessment, test, or exam is a new experience. You might not know what to expect and may not be certain which strategies can help you succeed. The good news is that many of the strategies you may be used to will serve you well for this new format, but there are some key differences that will require you to flex your strengths in new ways. Many students registered with Accessibility Services write tests and exams with accommodations. In this series, you will also learn how accommodated testing works for your online or hybrid courses. As you know, learning online and remotely means that your learning experience may feel very different than it has in the past. As a university focuses on the health and safety of our community, you may be completing some of your coursework in a virtual environment, and courses that have in-person activities will be following public health guidelines. The information included in this video series is accurate as of September 2020 and covers general procedures to help you navigate your online assessments. We encourage you to check in with your home campus for any unique features or policies. In this series, we will discuss 3 topics so you can feel confident writing your assessments online. First, we will cover some considerations for online tests and exams, including your responsibilities as a student writing with accommodations. In the second video, we will look at strategies to help you prepare for your online tests and exams. And finally, in our third video, we will share strategies to help you succeed on the day you write your test or exam. In this first video, we'll discuss some considerations to keep in mind, as well as your responsibilities as a student writing with accommodations. Let's first discuss some of the realities of online learning. For many students, learning online and learning remotely has its benefits. You may be able to go at a pace that feels comfortable for you, and you may be able to create your own schedule based on your needs. But with the different modes of delivery, you'll be expected to engage with technology in new ways. Speak with your home campus's Accessibility Services office if you have questions about learning effectively in this new environment. In the online environment, there are also new ways of evaluating your learning. We're first going to discuss the different kinds of assessments that you may encounter as a student. There are some key differences between traditional and online tests and exams. First, you may be studying for and writing that assessment at home. You may be using a specific testing platform. For many courses, this will be Quercus. You will need to get organized with the materials you will be allowed for the assessment and make sure you are tech ready. You are also responsible for managing your own time during the assessment, which may differ from what you are used to when teachers or invigilators monitored accommodations like extended time and breaks. Another difference you may encounter is that you may have access to materials, aids, readings, and lecture notes for open book tests and exams. Be sure to check the rules and expectations for each of your courses by reviewing your syllabi or by asking your instructors. Let's look at the different kinds of assessments we generally encounter. Firstly, you may see an online test or exam that is set for a specific duration and at a specific time. For example, a 1-hour timed quiz, perhaps with additional time as an accommodation, held on Quercus for a specific date and time. It is important for these types of evaluations that you correctly record the start time and date, especially if you are located outside of the Eastern time zone. Ensure that you plan ahead and double check the time and day prior to the test or exam time. A second type of assessment students encounter are those that are online and set for a specific duration, but within a broader window of time. For example, a 1-hour timed quiz with additional time as an accommodation where appropriate that a student completes at any time on a specific day. So rather than starting at a specific time, you can start your test or exam at a time that works best for you. There are some key considerations for these types of tests and exams. Firstly, make sure you think about what time of day works best for you, and like all assessments, consider how you might use any additional time. A third kind of assessment that students encounter is an untimed or flexible test or exam. This might be an online test or exam with a suggested duration, but a broad window of time in which to complete it. For example, your instructor may give you a 3-hour take-home exam that you have up to a week to complete. For these types of assessments, you will want to consider the risk of procrastination due to the flexibility of writing. Try a structured approach. Review the questions and create a plan. Ensure you have the information you need to answer the questions, and then work in either one longer or many shorter shifts to complete the assessment. The last kind of assessment students generally encounter is a take-home assignment that is weighted similarly to a final exam. These assessments might allow you to spend a few days or a week to complete, but they are based on course material rather than additional research like a major assignment would be. For example, you may be writing a 5-page paper responding to a question or a series of questions that you have a few days or a week to complete. Some key considerations for these types of assessments include ensuring that your course materials and notes are in one place prior to writing the assessment, ensuring that you have reviewed your course materials, and checking in with your instructors about the course content in the weeks and days leading up to the take-home assignment. Let's now talk about some of your responsibilities as a student registered with Accessibility Services who is writing an assessment with accommodations. Firstly, you should make yourself aware of the format and materials required for your tests and exams well ahead of time. You can review your syllabi or connect with your instructor to ask, is the assessment a scheduled and timed test or exam? Is it proctored or invigilated? And what materials, resources, aids, or study guides are you allowed? If you are living and learning outside of the Eastern Time Zone, ask what time you'll be writing your assessment and inquire as to whether there are multiple sittings. If it's a take-home assignment, as we previously mentioned, ask, how much time do I have to write it? Always check in with your home campus's Accessibility Services office if there are concerns or questions about your accommodations. You'll still need to register to write an online test or exam if you plan to use your accommodations, and you can find details for all your assessments in your course syllabi. Register for all your term tests early in the semester if you are aware of the dates. The deadline to register is 14 days before each quiz or test. Once you register, the accommodated tests and exams office on your home campus will contact your course instructors to ask about the details of the assessment, and then time-based accommodations will be implemented where appropriate. Please note that in order to apply your time-based accommodations to an online assessment, information will be shared with your instructors or a departmental administrator on a need-to-know basis. If you have any questions or concerns about whom your accommodations will be shared with, please contact the accommodated testing office on your home campus or your home campus's Accessibility Services office. If you have an accommodation for additional time to write your tests and exams, it may be applied to timed exams, including take-home exams. For assignments where you have many weeks or months to prepare that are in lieu of a final exam, you can request an extension if it's listed on your letter of accommodation. Speak with your home campus if you have any questions. Students who are writing online with accommodations should note that this time, including breaks, is being added to your total test writing time. We strongly encourage you to use your break time as intended and in a way that meets your needs. Connect with your home campus if you have any questions about implementing extra time accommodations in your tests and exams. So those are some of the considerations and your responsibilities for writing online tests and exams. Thank you for watching. Check out our next video on tips and strategies for preparing for online tests and exams.